Hello there, my little sunflower seeds. Today we are doing another very exciting foot painting project that is a lot of alliteration. You can thank me in the comments. So today is of course a very special foot painting. It's not just your usual slap it on and there you go. No, this one is turning my foot into a cake. So we're doing a cake slice illusion, and this is one of my first illusions, I would say. Even in my normal painting practice, I don't really do a lot of that. But obviously, creating depth in paintings does give me a little bit of an advantage when trying out this new technique. So we're going through the different stages. We have had the filling in of the cake slice and doing the outline of the cake itself. So cutting it up into several different slices, no pun intended, we can make the process a lot easier and a lot less daunting. Because when I first saw photos of this illusion, similar illusions, I thought it looked almost impossible. Very impressive, I thought to myself. But as I was filming this video, I actually was surprised at how much easier it was than I had expected, and I was very surprised at how well the final product turned out, and you guys will get to see that at the end of the video. And I will of course have more photos up on my Patreon of the final product. So if you guys want to see that, you can follow my Patreon link in the description box. And there's several different levels for being a patron, but the information's all there. So anyway, cake, right? I was on one of the subreddits this past week, and there's a whole subreddit about people who hate fondant. So fondant is used in cakes, usually to make really intricate designs and make those cakes that look almost realistic. You can do anything with it basically, you can do like cartoon characters and everything, but fondant itself is not that great tasting to a lot of people. And I've honestly never really had a problem with cakes, because in New Zealand most of the time you do like a chocolate cake or a sponge cake and it won't have a lot of fondant on it. But having seen the rise in social media of realistic cakes, like cake Instagrams and things like that, there's been a lot more talking about the overuse of fondant, and I kind of found the topic interesting. I mean, it doesn't really affect me in my everyday life, but I did notice that when I moved to Sweden, the usual birthday cake is a princess tårta, which translates to princess cake, and it's a sponge cake filled with cream and a little bit of like raspberry jam or raspberry puree or something, and then it's covered on the outside with green fondant. And I get kind of sick of the cake, honestly, because it's not really my idea of a perfect birthday cake or anything. But so fondant use is obviously a lot more common in Sweden. So I don't mean to bore you guys or anything, but I'm feeling a little bit more social today, so I thought I'd rattle on about different cake decorations and everything. But on Netflix there's a really funny show called Is It Cake? And a lot of people on that subreddit that I was talking about, they don't like the program because it's all fondant, which I thought honestly is a little bit silly, because these Netflix shows and things, it's all, it's all just silliness. There's Netflix shows about people who try and recreate baking things, and it's called Nailed It, and the results are really terrible. So, you know, these sorts of shows, it's not meant to be serious or like what's the best cake in the world, you know what I mean? It's just a bit of fun, and the people who are on the show, even though you might not like the taste of fondant, the way that they use fondant is, in my opinion, quite impressive. You know, thinking about it from like an artist point of view, it shows that these people could be really great sculptors if they wanted to be. So I really enjoyed the show, and I really like the host's humor, because he kind of like pretends to be like a serial killer in a way. Like, he's always holding the knife and he's like, I'm gonna stir up the coke. But then I saw people complaining like that he gave them the creeps because of this like personality that he put on. But I've thought that like that was the whole joke, is that it's this personality, and you don't usually see that in a TV host. So I guess I have to disagree with people on the sub, but I still join the sub because I do want to see like really crazy cakes, and also it is kind of funny to see cakes that are basically inedible. It's like, wow, is this what the future is? Is this like late stage capitalism or something? Buying food that you don't even eat. Yeah. Well, anyway, back to my foot cake. As you can see, the illusion turned out really, really awesome. I was so surprised and really, really happy. So I just had to match the final color to the tiles. I think I did a pretty good job, to be honest. And then it's time for a little photo shoot and take some photos for my Patreon subscribers. And then, of course, I will have to plan my next body paint adventure, and hopefully by then I will have some actual body paint and not acrylic paint, which is what I've been doing. But I do think to myself that if this is what I can do with acrylic paint, then think of what I could do with body paint, you know, like, it's so cool. Anyway, I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. It certainly makes this girl a lot happier and not sitting there all alone. I hope you enjoyed the video, and of course, if you did, you might want to consider subscribing, because I'll have more content like this. And if you don't like the video, then you probably shouldn't subscribe, because I'm kind of getting really into it. But I will see you some other time, probably. So go out there and spread your wings. Hey, dog.